Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
The start less than ideal as they already face a second and long. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive.
Now a play fake here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And so room to maneuver. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny.
His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Extra point from McManus is good. And we are tied at 7.
Outside the goal line.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he heard all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
2nd and 3.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Clint Delpit. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it. A chance of wasting this great starting field position. A real threat. This is 3rd and long. That's caught by Penny. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. A gain of 9. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. On the ground, and it's a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust, because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
And he's brought down after a very nice game.
109 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
He'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run.
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
scoring summary. 3-play drive.
And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate.
He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that with any type of arc, puts a little air under, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Now it's Fields.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
2nd down, Jacobs once more.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
The Raiders come in with 2 wins on the year. And they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. There he goes, right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Boy, this defense... A pick 6 there, and they are off to the races here in this first quarter.
And, partner, when you get off to a first-quarter lead like this, it really frees you up defensively to take some chances, really apply some heat. And that was just a tremendous play to pick that ball off and bring it back for a score.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This fielded right at the goal line.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
To throw is Fields. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Seahawks are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
But to me, it's pretty simple. Laying these passes out there, he's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point from McManus is good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Been a nightmare of a first quarter for him. 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. As he starts again here, 1st and 10.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that.
second down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An entertaining start to this one. More to come. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Fields. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and 10.
Here's Fields sliding out of the pocket. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Back to throw. Fields. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Off play action. Fields. He'll buy some time right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays, because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Chigakakwo, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders get a bit closer. And partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern in the middle of the end zone.
And ordinarily, that's a tough spot to find, because there's usually coverage to take away that portion of the field. But they found a gap, and they exploited it.
And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was 1st and goal from the 2, or I should say 3rd and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it, because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run it, let your linemen surge and fire out.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And the Raiders have got him. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Now back to throw. He'll find Metcalf. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4th. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Take it at the 37. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 23 yards to pick up there.
These guys have definitely been in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a first down. Well done. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Has a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On 2nd down, Jacobs.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Josh Jacobs.
He has career touchdown number 78, tying it with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list.
And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
They'll try to run it with Jacobs. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense.
They've dropped 4 straight games coming into this one, remember, but they have the lead here. They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
They'll get this out wide to Penny. Finding space at the 40.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did. But poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
2nd and 1.
Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 31-yard line.
15 yards there on the catch and run. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. This complete to Lockett.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown.
Deontay Johnson
from 8 yards out.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
McManus's point after is good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Now Fields.
Rolling to his right. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
Looking deep for Adams. They've got his man complete.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
They'll roll him out right. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Here's Jacobs.
And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown.
Josh Jacobs
as the first half is winding down.
And the Raiders are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And how about that for just running out the clock? Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And shutting him off, now open field. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. A final shot before the break. Fields.
Looking deep for Adams. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Once again, it's Jacobs. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by this Seahawk defense. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Play action. It's Fields sliding out of the pocket. And a throw right sideline is complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. A nice little juke. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 69 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Fields out to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Chigaconkro with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Raiders are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Fields trying to throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 50.
There's some excitement, right? Go for 2. And instead it gets picked off. How about the return? Give him a lot of credit, though, for not giving up after the play.
Yeah, the troops rallied.
Exactly. And getting back there and making the tackle and not giving up 2 points themselves.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the 2nd half.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be.
There he goes, left side. 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, 75 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. McManus's point after is good, and the lead is up to 18 now. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Raiders offense coming back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
He's got his man on the crossing route.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now it's Fields.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. On the move to his left. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes You go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On play action, Fields looking deep for Adams. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown Raiders. Devontae Adams, 45 yards. And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit. Josh McDaniels has got faith in his offense, and he's going to have them go for 2. They'll try to run it with Jacobs. And he will get into the end zone and shave 2 more points off the deficit. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They're going to look to throw. And he finds Penny. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Back to throw now on first down. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one of the folks on the tape is I should have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A really nice gain of 25 yards. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line.
And he's in! Touchdown, Raiders! Josh Jacobs, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. And those 3 rushing touchdown games in this league, you know darn well, those are hard to come by. They're becoming even harder to come by as the years go by, aren't they?
Isn't that the truth? It doesn't matter what you do in terms of game planning. You may be a run-first team, but you're running against an NFL defense. That's some of the biggest, fastest, best athletes on the planet. Hard to do. Cherish that moment, even as he's eager to add to that total. Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. DK Metcalf of the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Back to throw again.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted.
Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Raiders are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. 94 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he's got some space here. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Boy, what would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Now a first carry for their fullback. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
The end result was brute force on brute force, but think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. Now able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's second down. Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Now a carry for Jacobs. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 2 yards on the pickup, but that's all they needed to move the sticks. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Jacobs. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 157 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Here's Jacobs. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he stopped immediately there. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. They snap it to Fields. And it's caught. Touchdown. Chigakakwe from 19 yards away. And the Raiders get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on first down. He's got Johnson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Again, it's Johnson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They'll look to throw here on first down. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
It's caught, Lockett, and he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They'll look to throw again. Steps away to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
3rd and goal. Keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Extra point from McManus is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least 1 play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead,
yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call Hit Boy for beats, ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, I swing the pendulum. If the bag good, I'm gon' give her some. Let's reflect times, I try to collect minds from complex rhymes. And by the way, shut out Tech 9. Go and shut the up, just let me